Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Clark and I'm going to show you how to make pixel art math activities similar to this, where when people put the answers in to your questions, the pixel art starts to appear. Here's another example where as we put in the answers, the picture pops up. And if you want to get any of these ones that I've already created, I'll put them in the description, but the goal today is really to show you how to make your own. And we'll do a simple design, and I'm making this video for students and teachers so that either can learn how to do it. So first we're going to go to Google Sheets. And if you click on the array, that'll get you there. So here's my array up here in the corner, and it's right here. And you can also click, or you can go to sheets.google.com. All right, so here I am. I have an untitled spreadsheet. In a title. Now you want to make these cells square so they look like pixels. Here's how to do that. Click in the corner and that will select your whole thing. And then all you have to do is resize the A. So hover over the A till you get that symbol. Click, hold down, and drag until it looks like it's about a square. And that will do it to the entire document. You can also at this point add some columns if you want it to be a little bit bigger. So insert one to the right, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now I want to resize A and B and make them bigger for the answers in the question. So A and B. This is where the questions will go, and this is where the answers will go. So the code will be in B column. Each of these will be coded so that if someone puts in the right answer, the picture pops up. But the first step is just to make your picture. So you want to come over here and use the paint bucket to just create a picture. And you can also use copy paste to create a picture. And here's what I mean. So let's say I wanted to make a spaceship. So I could click down here and I'm going to start with my outline. And I could dye this part black, but I don't have to keep doing that with every single square. I'm just going to click on this and do Command or Control C to copy. And then I'm going to use my arrow key to scooch over and Control V to paste. So I can make my design without having to use the paint bucket over and over again. You can also click and hold down and select many at once to dye them at once. So for example, I want to select several, reset them. So I can do that. Reset will take the color away. All right, now I'm going to come back up and keep going. Okay, this is my outline of my spaceship, and then I'm going to go in and fill it in with colors. So I'm clicking and dragging to select multiple at once. And it's hard sometimes to remember what color I used. So I want to try to use not a lot of colors, and it's easier if you use these colors up top or a certain set that are just easier to find, so you don't have to think about it every time. So when I'm picking a red, I might pick this one up here just because it's already there. That's up to you, but there's enough to keep track of with these kinds of projects that it can be nice to make it easy on yourself when you're picking your different colors. Just to pick one that you know you'll be able to find again. Okay. Okay, now that I have my spaceship made, okay, now I'm going to put in my questions and answers, and I'm going to go ahead and count. I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors that I'm working with, and I'm going to do about 10 questions. For your questions, you need to pick things that have very concrete answers. So you don't want to pick things where someone has to write out a sentence and they're not sure if they have to put the spaces in or not because this is coding. So it's good for your first one, especially if you try something that just has a number answer. So for example, I could do multiplication and division. 2 times 6, and the answer would be 12. So go ahead and write in your questions and answers. And make sure that you have the right answers so that once you're coding it, once it's coded, you don't have to then go change it. There are my questions and my answers. I'm going to select this and center align it and change the font. Okay, now it's time to code. So what we're actually coding is the answer box, because the question, I mean, you wrote the question. Think about what people are going to be putting in. They're going to be putting the answer in. And if they put it right, the picture appears. And if they don't, nothing happens. So the code will be happening in column B. And this box is B2. So look over here at that 2. This is B3, B4, B5, B6, B7, B8, B9, and B10. And that's going to be the box that you use. Each box will be associated with certain pixel pieces that you want to pop up. First thing you do is to click on your first answer box, go up to Format, and click on Conditional Formatting. And here it is. The first thing you need to do is come to the Format rule and set it. So click on this and go down to Custom Formula Is. So I click on that, it should look like this. All right, now here's the part where the code is, and I recommend that you write this down. The code is equals $B, $2, because that's the box. So the $B and then $2. So for the next one, you'll do $B, $3, $B, $4. The $sign is shift and the number 4 key. We're putting an equal sign, and then we put another equal sign, and then you put your answer. So we're saying if column B2 is equal to 12, then the code will work, and 12 is the answer. What do we want to happen? I want certain squares to turn blue if the person puts 12. So I need to come down here and change the color, and this is why it's good to pick colors you'll be able to find later, or if you do custom colors, they'll come down here. This is the color I used. But what do I want to turn blue? So now I have to pick the range. Come up here, and B2 is already part of my range. So if I click on something else, it's going to take B2 off of there. So I don't want to do that. I want to include what's already selected, which is B2. So hit the control key and hold it down, and then select some other blue pieces. And I'm not going to do all the blue, but I'll do about half of it. So I'm clicking, and now I let go, and it's all of these pieces that I clicked plus B2. I'm going to hit OK. Then you have to hit done, and then you have to come up here and hit reset. Because if you don't, you won't be able to see what you used. Now, let me show you what I mean. Delete the answer, and then put it back in. And you should do that every time and check it. But then delete it, because otherwise, I mean, I can't tell which ones I've coded, so you should delete the answer, right? Otherwise, if you leave the 12 in there, it's going to get really confusing, and you'll be clicking on blue pieces you've already clicked on. So let's do the 4 now. So we are now in column B3, and we're going to make a new code if the answer is 4. So come up to Format, Conditional Formatting, Format Cells If, come down to Custom Formula Is. Start with the equal sign, because we're saying if this equals this, then we'll put the code in. Then put in the $B, because we're in column B, and then $3, because now we're in column 3. The answer is 4, so put equals 4. So we're saying if someone puts a 4 in that box, we're going to do. And you know what? I also want to change the text. One. It's the only place where there's text for this one. Okay, now I need to do my range, because right now I only coded the 4 box. I also need to code my rocket. So slide this over so I can actually see. Hold down Control so you don't lose the one that you already coded, and start clicking. You have to do 3 things now. You have to hit the green OK, then you have to hit the green Done, then you have to come up and click Reset. Okay, now let's test it out. Get rid of the 4. Good. Put it back in. There you go. Let's test the 12 as well. There you go. And now delete them both for now so you don't get confused about which ones you've already selected. Let's do the black. So you're now in column B4. Click on the answer. Come down to conditional formatting. Format cells if custom formula equals $B, $4. If it equals the number 3, because that's the answer, we're going to turn it black. Oh, not the text. I don't want the text to be black. I want the text to be white. Otherwise, people can't see their answers. I want the paint bucket to be black. Now I have to pick my range. It already selected B4. You want to keep that there. So hold down the control button or command so it saves it, and keep holding that down the whole time. And we're going to select all these black pieces. Let go. You need to come, don't click anywhere else. You need to come over here and you can pull it up if it's not showing. Click OK. Second thing, click done. Third thing, come up here and click reset. Now test it. And now test them all. 12, 4, 3. I'll delete them because we want to be able to see what we've done and not done. Okay, and then you just keep going like this. You do one at a time and you start using up all the little pieces that you can, coding each one as you go. Equals $B, $5 equals 40. And now hit your range. I'm going to select all of the yellow. Okay, done, reset, and then test it. Good. Delete it so that you can keep going. Custom formula is equals $B, $6 equals 7. Let's do the orange. Hold down Control so you don't lose that 7. And you can click and select multiple pieces at the same time as well. So I can click and drag to get all 3 of those. Okay, you have to click 3 things. Okay, done, reset, test it. Good, delete it. And notice, you don't want to delete this up here. You're just trying to delete the answer. So you can see what it looks like before a kid has actually answered. All right, let's keep going. I want to do that lighter red, and I don't remember exactly what red it was, but I don't really mind. That's fine. So I'm going to do equals $B, $7. We're in column 7 now. Equals 30, or row 7. If it equals 30, we're going to do, I kind of want to do a lighter red anyways. Ooh, look at this orangey red. I'll do that. Okay, and the range will be just this middle part here. Hold down Control, select all that, hit OK, hit done, and reset. All right, next one, let's do some of the blue. I don't want to do all the black too soon because then it'll be really clear what it is, but it might be anyways. Custom formula is column 8 equals 4. If it equals 4, we're going to go dark red again. And we'll change the font white in that case. Hit range, slide it over, hold down Control so you don't lose the other one that was already selected. And now I'm going to pick all the rest of the red to try to get rid of this color and be done with it. I have to click OK, but I can't reach it, so I'm going to pull this up, hit OK, hit done, and then hit reset. Oops, didn't do that. Okay, so hit 4 just to test it. Great, we have 2 more and we have 2 colors, so that's perfect. If you wanted more questions at this point, you could just add more questions. I have 9 and that's fine with me because I can do this one for the black and that one for the blue or vice versa. So let's go ahead and finish it up. Okay, now I'm done and I'm going to test it out. So I'll go through and put in all the answers. 12, 4, 3. There it is, it's done. Something I noticed is that this first one, the 12, it didn't turn that box. And that's because when I was selecting the range, it just didn't, I guess I accidentally unselected it. So when I click on it, there's conditional formatting because there's nothing coded to dye this box, but some of these are. So this is, I want to look for column B2 if I want to fix this one. So I need to find one that's B2, not B9. There's one. Okay, I can open this formatting up and I can just add in that box. So I need to hit Control so I don't lose everything else. And I add that box in and hit OK. And that should hopefully now include, well, except now it took away those 2 pieces. Sometimes with the range, it does it in a specific way where when you select new things, it'll delete others. So just be patient. I'm going to try this again. There we go. Okay, everything is in there and I'll hit done. So I just wanted to add that back in. And if you need to fix any of these, if you just click on the box, you can open that formatting back up. Let's say I wanted to change the answer. Let's say I wanted to change this to 18 divided by 2 equals 9. And so I want to change the answer to a 9. I could just open this up, change it to a 9, and change this to a 9. Done. And there we go. Close this down. You don't want to delete the formatting, but you can close it. And now this one is all ready. And that is how you do a pixel art. Now, keep in mind that, let's see if I want to open this up, conditional formatting. It only works if you use numbers, or if you want to use words, you have to put them in quotation marks. So let's say I wanted to say 2 times 6 is 12, and I wanted to spell it out for the answer like this. Well, if I wanted to make something that's a word, I can't just do B2 equals 12. That won't work. You have to put it in quotes if it's a word. And now it works. If you're using numbers, you can just put in numbers. And if you're using words, you just need to put it in quotation marks. But I recommend using numbers for your first one and keeping that part pretty simple. Okay, so click below in the description if you want this template, and you can kind of open up and try your own. And if you want to get any of the ones that I've made before, you can click there as well. Let me know what questions you have, and I'm excited to see what you make.